This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome to Chapter 1 of our series, Digital Privacy, What They Know and How to Protect Yourself. In this episode titled, The Data Economy, What's Being Collected and Why, we'll dive into the fascinating world of data collection, who's watching, what they're gathering, and the reasons behind it all. So, let's get started. Right now, as you listen, data about you is likely being traded, without a single human saying your name. Your clicks, your pauses, even how fast you scroll can be turned into money. The strange part? Most of this you economy runs quietly in the background, and we rarely see the price tag. You might think of your data as things you consciously hand over: your name in a sign-up form, your email at checkout, your birthday for a discount. That's only the surface layer. Beneath it, a thicker layer of signals is constantly being scraped up. How long you hover over a video before scrolling, which items you compare but don't buy, how often you open a budgeting app after getting paid, whether you tend to search late at night or early in the morning. Individually, each piece seems trivial, like a single grain of salt on a plate. But when platforms combine thousands of these grains over weeks, months, and years, they can sketch out detailed profiles. Not just what you like, but what you're likely to do next, what you'll pay more for, even when you're most persuadable. And that's where the real money and risk begins. Some of this tracking is obvious: loyalty cards, account logins, email receipts. But a lot hides in places that feel routine or harmless. When your grocery app remembers your last basket, it's also learning how your habits shift at the end of the month. When a map app suggests home or work without asking, it has already inferred your key locations from repetition alone. Even anonymous stats, how people in your zip code react to a sale, a headline, or a new feature, feed back into decisions about what you see, what you're offered, and sometimes what you quietly never get shown at all. If you zoom out from your own screen for a second, the scale of this system gets clearer. A handful of companies sit on rivers of behavioral information and turn them into products they can sell over and over again. Google and Meta alone took in nearly half of all US digital ad spending in 2023, largely because they can promise, "We don't just show ads, we show them to the right kind of person at the right moment." That right kind of person is built from thousands of tiny observations stitched together into categories: likely new parent, luxury traveler, budget-conscious gamer, recently divorced. Around them is a quieter, less visible layer: data brokers. They don't build social networks or search engines. Their business is simply collecting, packaging, and selling profiles. Experian, for example, says it has records on 1.3 billion individuals. Many of these firms claim the data is pseudonymous or aggregated, but those labels can be slippery. A profile tied to device A in this neighborhood with these patterns can often be reconnected to a real person when combined with other datasets. What's all this used for? Advertising is the most obvious answer, but it's far from the only one. Retailers use purchase histories and app usage to adjust prices in real time, offering one shopper a discount while quietly charging another full price. Streaming platforms mine viewing behavior to decide which shows to promote and which to cancel. Netflix has said its recommendation system alone prevents enough cancellations to save about $1 billion a year. Banks, insurers, and landlords increasingly plug external data into their risk models, which can nudge decisions on loans, premiums, or applications in ways you never see. Then there's AI. Large models are trained on oceans of text, images, clicks, voice snippets, and interaction logs. Your late-night searches, or the way you phrase a question, might be one microscopic drop in that ocean, but together, they shape how future systems respond to people like you. All of this is why the market for personal information is measured in trillions, even if any single data point about you might be worth fractions of a cent on its own. Open a weather app and it just knows a storm is coming where you are. Behind that convenience is a pattern. Your location, device type, and even how often you check the forecast can be bundled and sold to brands that want to reach outdoor enthusiasts or commuters likely to be delayed. Buy a suitcase online, then watch as flight offers, hotel deals, and travel credit cards shadow you across the web. That purchase becomes a signal that travel brands bid on in real time, each trying to outpay the others for a slice of your attention. Skip a song 3 times on a music app, and it quietly updates its sense of your mood, time of day, and genre tolerance. Those micro-adjustments don't just shape playlists, they can feed into wider datasets about focus, stress, or party listening patterns that marketers and app designers act on. Even in offline spaces, parking garages using license plate cameras, malls tracking Wi-Fi pings, behavior gets turned into probability. Who lingers, who rushes, who returns? Laws and tools will keep evolving, but the real shift may be cultural, treating data decisions more like food choices than background noise. Labels, nutrition facts, and warnings could become normal for apps and devices, showing not just what's taken, but who it's shared with and for how long. Your challenge this week: each time you install or update an app, pause and actually read the first screen about data use before tapping Allow. The next step isn't shutting everything off, it's learning to see the patterns. Start noticing which services still work when you deny a permission, or how ads shift after a single search, like tasting a dish again once you know the recipe. As more tools, laws, and norms emerge, your choices, in tiny doses, help reshape what normal data use looks like. To go deeper, here are 3 next steps. 1. Run your own data audit by installing tools like uBlock Origin, Privacy Badger, and Facebook Container in your browser. Then visit your most used sites and see exactly which trackers are being blocked. 2. Grab a copy of Privacy is Power by Carissa Veliz, and while reading, log into your Google, Amazon, and Facebook Meta accounts and walk through their privacy dashboards to turn off ad personalization and unnecessary data collection in real time. 3. Explore the My Data movement, mydata.org, and experiment with a user-centric data tool like SolidPods, solidproject.org, to understand what it feels like to control your own data instead of letting platforms silo and monetize it. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!